Okay, now we're going to do one more practice one here. Demonstrate the how to work on the standard form of a linear equation. And just to review here, we have the standard form is ax plus by equals c, where a is the coefficient of x and b is the coefficient of y, and c is the constant, the numbers. Okay. And again, our goal is to take equations that are in that form, in the standard form, and move them into slope-intercept form, which as we know is y equals mx plus b. Okay, and we know that we saw before that we could take something in standard form and move it to slope-intercept form. We could transform it. So let's do one more example of that here. Okay, let's see. Let's go with 10x minus 2y equals, let's see, how about negative 14, okay? All right, now, you can see that if we look at the standard form, that looks a lot like our standard form, right? In fact, we can even figure out what a, b, and c are if we look at this equation and look at our standard form. So a is 10, sorry, a is 10, and b is the coefficient of y, and that's negative 2, and c is that number on the other side, the constant, it's a negative 14, okay? So we can see where that is, where the standard form, the pieces of standard form are. There it is. There's a is 10, and b is this negative 2, because we got that sign there because of the minus, and c is negative 14, okay? So that's standard form, and what we want to do is we want to make this, we want to transform this into our slope-intercept form over here, okay? So, first thing we need to do is we need to get the y by itself, right? So, how do we do that? Well, we know how to get rid of x's on one side, but we have to do the same to both sides. So we're just going to subtract 10x from both sides, and that's going to leave us over here with negative 2y, which we're left with, right? And that's going to equal, here's our negative 10x and our minus 14, right? Because we had no x's over on that side to simplify with, so the minus 10x, the negative 10x is just over there on the right hand side. All right, now I'll make that into a little y over here. Okay, so negative 2y. Now how do we make that into just y by itself like we need for slope-intercept? Again, we know how to do that. We just divide it by negative 2, right? And we've done that before in other kinds of equations. So we're going to divide both sides by negative 2 because we have to do both sides. Negative 2y divided by negative 2 is y, which is what we wanted. And now we have to do this, the right-hand side over here. We're going to do this negative 10 divided by negative 10x, sorry, divided by negative 2. Okay, you see that part over here. And so negative 10x divided by negative 2 is 5x, right? And negative 14 divided by negative 2 is a positive 7. And now we have an equation that is in slope-intercept form. In fact, we can look directly at this and we can see that the slope is 5, right? And the intercept is, let's see, let's get this right here. The slope is 5 and the y-intercept is 7. Exactly what we were looking for. Okay,